For more on the Derek Chauvin sentencing, we're joined by CBS News legal analyst Rikki Kleiman. Rikki, good morning. Rikki,
good morning.
22 and a half years is very specific when we're talking about time here. What can you tell us about the judge's reasoning?
The judge wrote a 22-page memorandum to show that his reasoning is sound. There were 4 aggravating factors that he found. The prosecution had advocated for 5. But he only used 2, and rightly so under the law, in order to take the sentence up from the presumptive sentence of 12 and a half years and bring it up to 22 and a half years, a 10-year enhancement. Those 2 factors are abuse of trust and authority on the part of Derek Chauvin, as well as acting with particular cruelty. When you read through the memorandum, which is based on facts and law, what it comes down to is a grid of sentencing guidelines. And when you look at aggravators, these 2 in particular, he looked at the average of cases, and the average of cases told him that it was somewhere between 20 years and 25 years was appropriate. He decided that he would split the difference and come up with 22 and a half years. It was a highly appropriate sentence under the law.
Rikki, we heard in Jamie's report, Chauvin obviously expected to appeal. What are some of the issues that, potential issues that we may see in that?
Let me count the ways, as they say, in terms of potential issues. There are a myriad of them. We can begin with the issue of change of venue. He wanted a change of venue from the beginning in terms of prejudicial pretrial publicity. Secondly, sequestration of the jury from the moment the first juror was chosen, particularly after there was a $27 million settlement that was announced. We can go on into Maxine Waters' statement that was looked at by the judge and invited an issue of appeal having to do with the fact of that sanctity of the jury deliberation process and an invasion of that sanctity. Then issues at trial, witnesses opining on excessive use of force who weren't qualified, leading questions by the prosecutor, especially having to do with feelings of witnesses when they were fact witnesses, which should be what you saw, heard, touched, felt.
Rikki, very quickly before we go, where will Derek Chauvin be held in prison? Isolation or no?
Isolation for sure, and Jeff, remember, not only the appeal, there is another trial for Chauvin federally with the other officers. The other officers also have a state trial, and I'd be running to the courthouse if I were one of those 3 to get a plea deal.
Okay, Rikki, thank you very much.